Paradise.
Yeah, report is electrical problems on that car.
Well, and in fact, we were standing right by his car while they were playing the national anthem, and they were changing an ECM unit there, which is the electric black box on the car, and the guy said he'd been having problems with it all day.
Well, that problem manifested itself into the first car out with the mechanical. First out was really Andrea Ribeiro while he got it up against the wall in turn 1. There is Greg Moore as he makes his move now on Christian Fittipaldi in the bright red car. It's a battle for 9th place.
You know,
Al Unser Jr., he's right in front, sitting in 8th.
That's such a tough spot to pass, as they both the real passing spots are, because you're coming from about 190, 195 miles an hour down to probably about 60 miles an hour. That's hard braking, and everybody's got the same brakes. They're all trying to get a move. Look
Moore
at that.
makes
Greg
the move
Moore
to the inside. He gets
Christian.
around Christian Fittipaldi. Christian's coming right back. There's that new camera also on Christian Fittipaldi's car. Let's just ride with this for a moment.
I thought that was a very professional move by both of them. He came in there, he made a clean pass, and he got by him, and Christian didn't try anything silly.
Now listen to the gearing here. The dashboard, Danny, explain it so we can understand it.
Okay, right at the top, the yellow line, of course, there's your tachometer, if you like. You can see the number 14, that's about where they change. Your lower left is your water temperature. The big number in the middle on the bottom, the 55, is your oil temperature. And then you've got some numbers on the top that relate to fuel pressure and the amount of fuel used. The EEE along the side was just they didn't have anything to put in there, so they just put that on the dash.
But you can select up a lot of different.
They can put through the computer, you can put in the computer any number you want in there.
Al Unser Jr. now under attack from Greg Moore. Little Al has maintained right at his starting position. In fact, fell back one after the start of this run, and now he's got Greg Moore up there to worry him. But of course, if anybody knows how to survive this race, it's Al Unser Jr. 6 victories here, looking for his 7th to try to stay as the king of the beach. There we are, the top 12. We'll be right back.
Enter the Performance Zone with Splitfire Performance V spark plugs.
You get your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Splitfire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone, only with Splitfire Performance V's, guaranteed.
27 championships in 13 years, and we still look for ways to improve our truck after every race. When it comes to winning, nothing stands in our way.
Before cars had phones, cup holders, or even roofs, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
It's equal parts, sweat and steel. It's decisions made in the split of a second. And pain endured for the length of a day. And at the finish, you're either toasting victory or getting set to do it all over again next week. It's auto racing, the way we do it, on the Miller team.
The world's top gymnasts compete in the event finals of the World Gymnastics Championships presented by State Farm, Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Aerial shots of the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, provided by the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, floating so lazily overhead, base not far away, just up the 405 in Carson, California. Today's pilot is Charles Russell. Down on the circuit now, DeFerrin stays in front, followed by Zanardi, Vassar, Pruitt, and Tracy. Nothing has changed in that order. There she is, floating nicely over the track. Now, we were keeping track of that battle between Greg Moore and Al Unser Jr. when we went away, and shortly thereafter, this happened.
Yeah, Greg had a good run coming down that straightaway. He was obviously quicker out of those corners, made a good clean pass on Little Al, and Greg's really hooked up right now. Don't forget, he was the fastest in the morning warm-up, and I think he got a bad start, dropped back, but I think he's probably one of the quicker guys on the track right now.
And that pass put Greg Moore into 8th place right behind this driver, the red, white, and blue car of Robbie Gordon. Gordon runs alone on the circuit, and he's got some distance to try to catch up to his next target, who is Parker Johnstone. Looking back at the blue and white car of Greg Moore, well, Al Unser Jr. has not decided to give up this battle. He's going to stay right there at it, and Christian Fittipaldi is close on the heels of Little Al.
Now, one thing about Little Al is he's never going to give up at all. He's going to hang in there all day long, and he will find a way to be as close to the front as possible at the end of the race.
Andre Ribeiro, you saw first out of the race. Gary Gerald, you have him?
Yeah, he's made his way back here to talk with Dan Halliday and the crew. Andre, what was the situation? What happened?
Well, I made a mistake at the end of the straight. I did brake too late and locked the wheels, and I finished on the wall. It was a light touch, but enough to finish the race.
How tough is this place under braking?
Well, it is tough, but it's tough for everybody. Unfortunately, maybe I was too hungry.
Well, that, of course, might result because of that victory in Rio. Short day for Andre as we check in with Jack.
Well, Gary, right now the window of opportunity is opened on pit road between now and lap 30. If a caution should come out, watch for everybody to pit. If not, look for it to be around lap 30 or 31. And one of the men that will make a major change is Al Unser Jr. Looking for another victory here in the beach. Well, he's going to change the rear wicker bill. That's the report we've got from Team Penske.
And the strategy that you play with the pit stops are so important here.
Well, that's true, and Penske's one of the best. They're always trying to tune that car, hang in there, be on the leader lap or close to the leader, and be there at the end with a car that's the strongest it's been all day long.
Wait a minute, you called Roger one of the best? Well, I don't want to be around when you see him next. Back on board, once again, Christian Fittipaldi. This is the view over the right shoulder. Long run down Shoreline Drive. There's turn one.
Yeah, that's a great shot, but I think what we should explain to everybody is what is a wicker bill. Don't forget, it's that little piece of metal along the end of the wing that comes forward. It's just kind of blocks the wind a little bit, and they can change it from a half to a quarter to an eighth, depending on how much downforce they want to get on there. Just another aerodynamic device.
Christian Fittipaldi works his way down into 6th, and unfortunately, we're going to have to give credit to Bobby Unser, with the help of Dan Gurney, for inventing that wicker bill to help give it additional downforce. Mauricio Gugelmin with Emerson Fittipaldi lined up just behind him. This would be 13th.
I talked to Emerson earlier. He said that his car was very good on full tanks. He thought he could pass some people, but he said the same thing. It's going to be really tough because the field, of course, 18 cars within a second, is about as competitive as we've ever had a race here at Long Beach.
You get a glimpse there of Raul Boesel as well as we go on board with Bobby Rahal. Gil de Ferran is still the leader after 21 laps. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your ABC station.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Wow! Save up to 40% on selected Goodyear tires through May 4th. Get special purchase savings at participating Goodyear locations. And ask about our T-Metric radio, starting as low as $19.99. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
It has the highest ground clearance in its class. But more importantly, 1996's Pickup Truck of the Year comes with 190 horses, all with big chips on their shoulders. Toyota Tacoma. You simply can't buy a more powerful compact truck.
On ABC Monday,
Get him.
From the first cup of coffee to the last arrest.
Can't wait.
Anything can happen in a split second.
Shots fired. A lot of shots.
Don't miss a high-impact second of high incident. ABC Monday.
ABC Tuesday. A woman from Bobby's past is stalking him.
Go, Mira.
Are you going to see him now? Are you going to make love to him?
And this attraction
Drop it!
could be fatal. NYPD Blue, ABC Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
At Honda, we've been refining engine technology non-stop for over 40 years. We do, however, occasionally slow down for a few seconds.
Before cars had phones, cup holders, or even roofs, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
A facelift for a fraction of the cost, Monday at 5 on Channel 7.
Well, no change at the front of the order. Gil de Perrin is running well ahead now of Alex Zanardi, then Vassar, Scott Pruitt. You see the intervals down the right side of the screen there. The real battle seems to be developing back in the field. They all bottled up behind 7th place Robbie Gordon just a short while ago. Tonight on ABC, Bob Saget hosts an hour of homemade laughs on America's Funniest Home Videos, followed by Lois and Clark. And then Melrose Place's Marcia Cross stars in the emotionally charged story of a woman's fight to have her child. The world premiere of All She Ever Wanted, tonight on ABC. Michel Jourdain got a problem there on the left rear as he comes into the pits. That's the other thing that'll bite you here. A brush with the wall, anything will take a tire out.
Anything. I'm not sure what happened there, but he shredded that tire more than likely. Of course, that happened just after the pits. If it's that torn up, he had to go all the way around running on that tire. And, of course, depending on how fast you were going, how fast you tear it up.
Michel, a nephew of Bernard Jourdain, who used to race in this series. This is his first run in a CART Indy car. Let's go to Jack Arute.
Well, let's show you exactly what a wicker bill is on the rear wing. See this black lip? Runs along the trailing edge of the wing. Now, how do you change a wicker bill? Real simple. Lift up the flap, slide it out, slide the new one back in during a pit stop, and you can change dramatically the handling characteristics. Gary?
Jack, one of the stories that's key to this race this weekend is tire development. We've heard so much about the success this season of Firestone, and now Goodyear has a countering salvo here at Long Beach. They've been working on a developmental tire that they plan to introduce on the streets of Detroit. And after Firestone had another great weekend at Surfers Paradise in Australia, the folks at Goodyear in the last 2 weeks have worked virtually around the clock. Consequence, they've come up with a new optional tire. Significantly different construction, much softer compound. All but one team elected to start the race that is running on Goodyear on the option. The question is, how would it wear as you got to about 30, 35 laps? Apparently their test indicated it was good enough. They've been running fast. Gil de Perrin is on a set of these. He'll be coming in, and we'll see if they stay with the optional tire, if they make a change to a harder compound.
Tires, of course, such a story. We're still focusing on this, the best battle on the circuit, as Greg Moore continues to work on Robbie Gordon in an ongoing battle for 7th place that now Al Unser Jr. and Christian Fittipaldi has joined.
And, of course, he made a great move there. They were passing a slower car, that green and white car of Dan Gurney, and he didn't want to lose ground to Robbie Gordon, so he forced his way through there, too. Juan Fangio saw him, knew he was being lapped, very politely moved out of the way.
At the front, it remains de Ferrin, followed by Zanardi. Paul Tracy is now beginning to close on Scott Pruitt, but it's not as good a battle as this one right now, as Greg Moore, who has been so spectacular